Hello. Hi. How goes it? Are you guys ready for some Dungeons and Dragons? It's going to be a spicy day. We got big things coming soon. Mommies and milkers. Let's see how these kiddos here handle the banquet. All right, I'm gonna switch over and hopefully, oh, thank you for the sub. Hopefully everyone's pictures show up on time. Okay. What? Let's see. Oh, we got 2 out of 3. That's a good sign.
That's not bad.
That's better than it could be.
Better than Pico shrinking every time she talks.
Oh, that never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Because I think there's a VOD and a highlight video that has evidence of that on YouTube right now.
No.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. Now where's Yan?
Oh,
Oh, there she is! Woo! We did it!
is it working?
It's working.
So my brain has decided that instead of saying like it's go time, it's necking time.
Pardon
Necking.
me?
Not
it's
like
not.
it's goo time. Are you okay?
No.
I'm actually so sleepy. I'm
Yeah, well, the daylight savings time
Yeah.
sucks. Also, like, you guys, you picked 11 a.m. You could make it later if you wanted to. You can make it noon even.
That sounds nice.
Yes, every morning y'all are like, we're dead. Like, you chose this. This was the time you chose.
Just because we want to die doesn't mean we're not masochists.
I mean, there are other ways to be masochists, just with a little bit more sleep. Is this a live boy? No, this is a dead boy. Yan, can you say something? I want to see if this worked.
Hello. Do I sound better?
Chat. Chat, tell us.
Chat.
Y'all are you're our measurement. Because on my side, I can actually hear just fine. Yan sounds better. Perfect. We did it, boys. We in it.
Yay.
So we got the music and we got the microphones. So who wants to? It's been a while. Who wants to give us a recap? What happened last time?
So we went to a tavern.
Yeah.
There was a very gay snake lady distracted in the tavern.
Oh my god, I was so
She
mad about
really
that.
could not perceive. She was.
It ruined my image in like the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, just a very gay snake lady. And a nice drink offering angel lady, and then we got escorted by a stupid vampire who is also a coward. And when we were nice and tried to give things to some poor people on the side of the road, they got eaten by a monster. And then we fought the monster, and it was necking time. And the vampire man tried to run away, and then he came back because he realized that his owner, that's not the road, his
Jeez, things are getting weird.
His employer would be mad if he left us to die.
Kind of an owner.
And then
Sure.
we went to the House of Bigness.
Yeah, that's a pretty good summary. So here we are at the House of Bigness. The manor of young Francis. And these guys have just been escorted here. More so, they escorted Clarence, if anything. And they've been told that they will be greeted by some of the help here and taken up to some kind of living quarter areas to get freshened up, and will also be offered clothes and what have you. So, you guys have now entered this place. But what do you guys think? Like, when you step into this hall, like, I don't know what your guys' backgrounds are financially, but what do you think when you see a place this kind of opulent?
It's like I've hit like a jackpot. Like I can't wait to look
Rob
around
them?
and rob them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, what are they gonna do with all this money? I guess I gotta take some.
Right? It seems like such a waste that they have such an opulent manner and they're using their money so much. Obviously, they should just give it to me instead.
Got a bunch of fucking
Hmm.
goblins here. What about you, Yan?
I've seen better.
You've seen better? This is nothing.
Same.
Better.
Okay, so
Alright.
the three of you walk in, and Clarence says, I'll be right back. One moment. I'll go grab her." And he like runs off. And then before you know it, he comes rushing back with this lady in tow, who introduces herself to you as Pearl. Pearl.
Adorable.
And she kind of like extends her hands out to you, and she says, "Hi, my name is Pearl. It's so lovely to have guests such as yourself. I have a place prepared upstairs. I was told you were coming, and so if you'd like to, you can just follow me." What do you guys do as she starts to?
As
Walking
she
away.
walks away, can I also just like see if there's anything small that I can like
Steal?
pocket?
Swipe.
Right
Pocket?
now?
I'm
Yeah,
not
make
stealing.
a perception check.
I'm just looking.
You're scouting the place for later. Right now, you don't see anything small. Everything looks like over the top.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and then... Where are we? There you are. Okay, so then do you guys follow her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
following. I'm just looking around as well.
Do you want to make a perception check?
Yeah. Okay, let me just.
Oh. You just
Where?
vanished under...
I
Lillian.
wait.
There it is.
Okay, wait. Where's my perception? There we go.
There you go. So Konami, you see, like, this place is, like, pretty big, but you see some, like, maybe, like, smaller paintings on some of the walls that you think, you know what, I don't know if that painting's worth anything, it might be, but that frame looks like it's silver. So you put a pencil in that, like, I could maybe slide that under my dress later if I wanted to. Okay. And then she takes you, yeah. To the living quarters.
Fancy.
Fancy.
Mhm.
And as you guys walk in, you can hear the rain outside. You see the flicker of the lights, the candle lights in the fireplace. I'm gonna put your tokens down. We got Pearl, Nami, Lillian, Kyrie. Okay, so you guys all walk in here, and she kind of ushers you in, and she says, "Okay, yes, I can see that you guys look a bit weary from travel. This is kind of where you can set up. For now, I have a large selection, actually, of clothes for you to choose from. This is a very important event, and Francis wants to make sure that all the guests from this town that will be attending look their best. But of course, I also want you to be comfortable." And so she, like, opens up a closet, and there's a ton of dresses in there. And this is where we're playing the dress-up Dungeons & Dragons roleplay game.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys had to pick a, like, fancy Victorian kind of outfit for a banquet, what would your outfit look like?
Armor made of solid gold. I'm kidding. I would steal it though. Mine would be basically quite similar to the dress I'm already wearing, but with a lot more nicer velvety fabric.
Mhm.
Probably worth a lot more than the scrappy one I'm wearing. It's got a nice high collar with frills on it, and a nice
Ooh.
jabot.
Ooh.
Jabot.
Jabot.
The little collar thingy. The neck napkin.
And for, let's say, accessories, jewelry, and whatnot, what kind of jewelry could Konami imagine herself wearing?
Oh, the biggest and shiniest ones that she could get her paws on.
Okay. So the first thing that Pearl does, she kind of sifts through the closet, just like shoop, 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 and pulls out a dress somewhat similar in fashion to yours, but just a bit more opulent, a bit fancier, a bit more fitting for a banquet. And then she goes, oh, and I have some accessories that would go perfect with this. She goes over to a little box and she opens it and she pulls out some very, very sparkly gems and hands them to you and says, here, this should get you going for the night. Honestly, depending on how the night goes, Francis might even let you keep it. So treat it with care. Don't get too crazy.
Thank you.
And then she looks at you, Kyrie, and she says, what about you?
Probably something that is like open in the front with like how the dresses open up with the white ruffles.
Yeah.
And like a forest or moss green velvet over top with short sleeves, not very many ruffles or lace or frills or anything.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna be a little off-putting in that she wants it to be a little bit. She doesn't have a gender. She's a doll. They're a doll, and so she puts like something that looks a little bit more like a traditional male's overcoat, a tailcoat on top of this dress.
Ooh, fancy. So she kind of sifts through and she pulls out something and she goes, oh, what do you think about this? And gives you kind of the underpiece that you were describing. And she looks at it and she goes, something's missing. What about this? And she holds up an overcoat. And says, do you think this would work?
Yes, that would work just fine. Thank you.
Great. And what kind of accessories?
Do we really need to accessorize? It's gonna be hard to play if I'm wearing too much.
Fair enough. And then she looks at you, Lillian, and she says, what can I do for you? I'm sure I have something in here that you could like.
Do you have anything black?
Yes, I do. And she kind of slides a bunch down to the side, and you see she actually has a selection of black. There's a few different things. One of them is more like it's black velvet, but it's got kind of like burnt floral lines in it.
I love
you can
that.
see that. It's like quite cinched at the waist, and then it kind of poofs out a bit, and there's some black lace that kind of drapes down around it. And it has some kind of long black velvet gloves. And then she also says, there's also this one. And you see it's a bit more masculine, but it's still feminine. I mean, this is the Victorian era, so but like you can see like there's actually, it looks like pants and like an overcoat, but it's very well fitted with a bunch of silver accessories. And she says, I'm not sure what you'd prefer, but take your pick.
I'll take the pants.
The pants it is. And so she gives you this like dope Victorian pantsuit. And you can see it's cinched at the waist, it's got a belt, and then these beautiful silver accessories. You look like you're ready to kick butt and also eat cucumber sandwiches. Okay, great. I'll leave this all with you guys. You can get ready. Make yourselves at home here. I will be back in a bit once the party is more underway. And I'll let you guys know. And so then she hurries off.
Nice.
Now that you guys are alone in the room, what do you do?
Snoop.
All right.
I body flop on the bed.
Very fun. Lillian is snooping. Kyrie is flopping. Konami, what are you doing?
I'm gonna head to the bathroom to touch up my face.
Okay.
because I'm probably really gross from my travels. I'm assuming this is the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go in there and you freshen up. Lillian, can you make an investigation check for me? Okay, so you're looking around the room and you can see, this seems to be the kind of living quarters that they bring guests to often. And judging by the kind of place this is, they're usually high-profile guests. So you kind of look around and you see under this couch here, someone seems to have maybe left in a hurry and left some of their jewelry there. Approximately, if you had to guess, about 300 gold worth of jewelry.
That's nice.
Oh.
Yoink.
Yoink.
You're coming home with me.
Kyrie, you flop down on the bed. Are you enjoying that? Is it comfortable?
I mean, it's as comfortable as a bed can be in the Victorian ages. It's a little bit hard. But there's no like weird bumps or lumps in it, so it's acceptable. And the sheets are decently soft as I roll around on top of them, making a total mess of the bed.
You sound like my dog every time he gets into the bed.
Yes.
I'm like, why are you doing this? Why? Stop.
It's fun.
So you're just tearing up the sheets, just rolling around.
Yes.
Kanami, you're in the bathroom, freshening up your makeup. What does that look like? How long does it take you? Do you look around the bathroom while you're in here?
Yes, I'm looking around. I'm grabbing things and I'm checking them out. After I've just powdered my face with some of the powder that they had on their vanity. It doesn't take me that long. I just powder up and put some
Powder up.
lipstick on.
All right. Do you want to make an investigation check?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So you're looking around in this room and you're kind of pulling out drawers in some of the tables here, looking, hey, maybe there's something in here worth looking. And you pull out a really beautiful gold mirror. I mean, the mirror itself isn't gold, but it's a hand mirror and all of the edges on it are, you can tell from your travels, definitely solid gold. And you can predict that, this mirror, should you choose to sell it, would probably run you about 400 gold.
Just slide that into my boobs.
Just in case. You never know when you need it.
Maybe I'll need it later. Maybe I need to check myself out.
There you go. Kyrie, having dingled the blankets, do you do anything else, or are you just chilling?
Well, I think that she'd probably end up as a Kyrie burrito, probably falling off the bed at some point and maybe rolling over towards one of these side tables. And if she hits it, would anything fall off?
It depends how hard you hit it. They're pretty solid tables. I'm gonna say do a strength check.
Oh, there's none.
You don't know that. You know that.
There's
you do.
none.
But you are on the floor, so make an investigation check. Yeah, down here, at least where you've kind of rolled into this table and bumped into it, you're not seeing anything in particular, partially because you're kind of wrapped up facing the ceiling right now, a little bit of a straitjacket situation.
There's some dust bunnies here. They're my friends now.
Lillian, you see this. How do you respond?
I am gonna ask her if she's okay.
Of course I'm okay. Why would I do anything that would make me not okay?
Fair.
As you guys are just kind of chilling, all of a sudden you hear a knock at the door. Hi, that's not the right person. Hi, are you guys finished freshening up? The guests have started to arrive.
I I believe we are. We'll be out in a second.
Okay.
As the resident burrito, no, we are not.
Do you know how to get down there? Do you need me to escort you, or are you okay to find your way?
I think we can find our way down there.
All right. See you down there. And she leaves you to your devices. Knowing that the guests have started to arrive and the event has, kind of gotten underway. Do you guys head down straight there, or do you explore this manor a bit before heading down?
Yeah, I'd like to take the scenic route to go
Okay.
down.
I was gonna agree because, I mean, technically, we don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
Technically. Got a bunch of thieves. Okay.
2 thieves and a Yan.
So as you guys are kind of walking through the halls, you can hear the voices coming downstairs from the main banquet hall from which you entered. But you see 2 major rooms of interest as you kind of make your way over. One is a dining room, a very large dining room, and the other appears to be a library.
Mm.
I'd like to check out the dining room.
All right. So as you guys make your way, you kind of take a little peek in, and you see this very big dining room. And there appears to be a meal, quite a feast, already laid out on the table, although no one is in here at the moment.
I'd like to do a little circle around the table and see if the spoons and silverware are solid silver.
All right, do an investigation. That is 12. You've been they're plotting how to rob these people blind, yeah. You've been walking around, you're looking at this, and you're seeing that, like, yeah, it might be silver, but for this course that seems to be laid out, they're not even really, like, the fanciest cutlery. You think maybe for the main course they'll bring out the big boy cutlery, but right now it seems like you're not certain.
Not worth stuffing these cutlery into my dress.
Titties?
Yeah, my titties.
You can also investigate other things in the room. Also, Kyrie and Lillian, what do you do in here?
Are these swords and daggers?
Yeah, you can definitely see a table of tools.
I want to go investigate that because it seems like something that is a little bit odd to have in a banquet hall.
Isn't it? All right, do an investigation check. Yeah, so you walk up to here and you see it does seem like somebody's been maybe working at this table. You're not sure why it would be in a dining room. But the lighting in here is better than in some of the other places in the house, at least over here. And you think, maybe somebody was just working on here before dinner. You're not quite sure. However, even with that roll, you do notice a set of thieves' tools on the table.
I take them.
You take them. Classic. thieving tools. Lillian, what do you do?
I'm gonna go over here and see what's on this table.
Okay, make an investigation check. Okay. So actually, as you walk over to the side of the room, you notice 2 things. One, you notice that this is a map here. And based on the age of the paper and kind of the texture of it, and also based on your understanding of this region, this map seems to be a older map of this area, because you've seen similar maps of this area, and at the points on it don't look quite the same. Some of the land doesn't look quite the same. Some of the names have changed, but you do notice and recognize it to be the same kind of general area that you guys are in, just from the distant past.
Okay.
Do you snag it?
I want to. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it.
All right, you roll it up and you shove it in your boot. But the other thing, when you walk over to this side of the room, you kind of just get a really odd feeling, bit of an uncomfortable feeling. Once you look up from the map, can you make an Arcana check for me?
Mm-hmm.
18. You feel from this right here, this mask, this skull-shaped thing above the mantle, you sense a very strange and uncomfortable energy. It
Okay.
makes you feel a bit unsettled.
Okay.
Do you share this information with your party, or do you just keep it to yourself?
I think I am gonna share it.
Okay.
Scooch over here. Hey.
Hi.
So I'm getting some weird vibes from this skull thing here on the mantle.
Oh, that is kind of creepy looking. Why don't we take a look?
Kyrie, do you notice them approach this thing?
I do, but as they're doing that, I also am wondering about the odd configuration of mirrors that are around the table. They don't between the tools that
Yeah.
someone has been working around here and these mirrors that look like they're set up in a very specific way. I kind of want to investigate those.
Okay. Make an investigation check. You look at the mirror, yeah, and you're like, oh, I look actually very cute in this outfit. Let's see. And then back over here, Lillian and Kanami, you are examining this skull. Can you guys make history checks for me? Okay. Actually, both of you vaguely recognize this as being, it's a symbol that you would have seen in the past, that is allegedly kind of the skull of an ancient deity, known only to you, not only to you, known only as Terraworth. You would have heard of the tales of this creature in your travels. But it's not something that is really, in people's mouths these days.
Okay.
I purse my lips a little and I take a closer look and I'm like, this is really creepy. I wonder if Francis has a little relationship with the deity or possibly follows the deity. This is definitely not worth stealing though.
Yeah, it would be very cumbersome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have kind of sufficiently ransacked the dining room. Do you guys make your way down to the banquet, or do you make a stop at the library?
Libraries are always fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way to the library.
Whoa.
Never skip a library.
Oh, I was just really zoomed in.
What? This looks like an armory, not a library.
It's a library. But you notice that it's a strange library. There is a lot of armor and weapons around, and you notice in the center of the library what appears to be cages and blood. I also want... Here, let me put you guys on the
Oh.
map. Come in through over here.
In gladiator arena?
Yeah, in the library. Can you guys make perception checks for me?
Okay.
Oh.
No.
Okay, Kyrie, you notice... the other two, you walk in here and you're like, this is fucking weird. You can see that there are books along all of the walls, but then there's also just this strange arena. And in the middle of it, you see this man. And he seems to be cleaning the floor.
He does not look alive.
He is going to turn around. And he looks at you. He looks up at you. And he says, "Hey! What are you doing in here?"
Kyrie walks forward a little bit so that she can talk to this man, and she's like, "Oh, we are, here for the party, here for the banquet. Could you possibly point us in the right direction? We thought that maybe someone might be in the library that, would be able to give us a hand."
Yeah, well, this library is strictly off limits, okay? This is not a place for outsiders to be walking around. It's like anybody can just walk in anywhere these days. No.
Oh, I'm very sorry there wasn't anything blocking the door, so we just assumed that
You just
it
walk
was-
in?
I was open for people here for the banquet.
Ugh, all these guests. I have work to do. Don't you see? I have work to do. This place is a mess.
Kyrie is also just kind of thinking to herself, like, this kind of seems like home, a little bit. And she backs towards her unwielding party members. Unwieldy. That's the word.
Since Kyrie has approached him and had this conversation, you two do notice him now. Do you do anything?
I look down and I kind of I'm a little grossed out by how messy and a little bloody it is down there. Old man does not please my eye, so I just kind of scrunch my nose and I kind of look away and I'm like, "Oh, we were just lost. We'll get going soon."
Ugh. Well, don't ask me if you need anything. And he grabs some of his tools and he walks over here and kind of opens up one of these gates, walks underneath it, and then it slams shut behind him.
Yeesh.
Do you guys look around?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make some investigation checks.
Please be higher than 4. Please be higher than 4. Ah.
There you go.
Whoa.
Hey.
Look at that. Look at you guys. So, you guys are wandering around and you are thinking like, man, this is a really strange library. But it is a library nonetheless. There's 2 floors in this place. The one that you see now, the one below, and then actually one above you that's just filled with books. The one then you notice that there is this arena in the middle and you wonder why you would need an arena in a library. But also the rich they move in mysterious ways. Turning your attention to some of the books around. One of the things you notice, let's see what you guys got, 21 and 21. So, we'll start with Lillian. Lillian, you are kind of looking around. You're a bit disgusted by the sight you see below, which you know in your travels, that can only be kind of smeared blood. And you kind of shudder and walk towards the bookshelves and start looking at the books. And you notice a book that seems to just be sticking out a bit more than the others.
Mm-hmm.
And when you pull it out, you see it's a book about ancient plagues. and we'll come back to what that book looks like afterwards. Kanami is next. So, Kanami, you walk up to some of these books, and you're looking around, and you kind of have your hand kind of tracing the bookshelves as you walk, and you see on the floor behind the staircase, there seems to be a few books on the ground open that someone has left. And when you look closely, you see a book about planar shifting and ancient undead monsters.
Ancient undead monsters.
And then Kyrie, you climb up here on top of these stairs, and you sit in one of these chairs, and as you look across, you catch, what is that, a light playing with your eyes? No, that book across the way is definitely glowing. And you make your way across, and you pull out the glowing book. When you open it, you see the inside has been hollowed out. But inside of it, there is a very ornate, shiny silver dagger.
Ooh.
Which you know in metagame to be a +1 silver dagger.
Nice.
Going back to the books that you guys found, Lillian, your book talking about ancient plagues, you're reading through it and you see that some of the pages have been kind of folded over as though someone wanted to come back to them, and your eyes are drawn to them. You notice a lot of mention of rats. A lot of rats. And talk about these illnesses that don't seem to have a cure, that just wipe out huge portions of the population a long time ago. You also see at the end some talk about some of the different superstitious and kind of witchcraftian methods that were used in an attempt to protect citizens from these plagues, which you make a mental note of. Kanami, you're reading through these books that you see on the floor. You can see there's some papers strewn about. What you see is that there seems to be somebody looking through these books worried about some kind of attack from, based on what you can see, monsters that are not of this world or of this time. This book is very, very old. And as you flip through it, you see this one page that has a picture of 3 artifacts. These artifacts are described to have warded off diseases and creatures, but have been lost to time. The book says that no one knows their last location. The 3 artifacts that you see are this beautiful ornate amulet, a scythe, and a lyre. You see that apparently when wielded by those who are worthy, all 3 brought together the power they allegedly possess are otherworldly and immense. And that's kind of what you guys find in the library. Do you share this information with each other?
Yes.
Okay. You guys reconvene. What do you say? What information do you choose to share?
I found a pointy stick.
Oh, there goes Lillian.
Oh, well,
See ya.
just going.
Bye.
secret door?
Secret digger.
Some of the books I've been finding, someone seems to be quite worried about some sort of disease, or at least looking for a way to stop or prevent it.
I found similar. Something about a plague. And
I
rats?
like what I found much better.
After reconvening, armed with the knowledge that you have shared with each other, Do you guys make your way to the banquet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you kind of, walk out. You guys kind of walked in like you owned the place, and now you're leaving just the same. As you walk down, returning to the hall, and let me give you a second here to set this up. You notice that guests have started to arrive.
Oh.
And let me change the tunes. Ooh. Whoop. One of those, one of these. Okay. Got some new tunes. And as you guys come down, you see that there's a group of people that have kind of already formed in the corner, and they're having a conversation. Let me put them down here. You recognize Francis, of course. And he is right beside Clarence. You're not sure what they're talking about from here. You also see a bunch of very high-profile looking guests that all seem to be standing around here, engaging in conversation with Francis. This is what you see when you first walk in. As you kind of approach through the doors, you also see a series of guards come in and take position. And as you do, the doors are held open as some of the other guests start to arrive. You see this gentleman walk through with a woman in hand, looking very hoity-toity. They make their way in to the ballroom. And then you see another group. These two walk in. They kind of look like they think they own the place. They're a bit cocky. You can just tell from the way they walk as they enter. You also see a bit more of a reserved couple. I don't know what that went out. There we go. There you go. You see a bit of a reserved couple. They look a little bit out of place, but they seem to be guests nonetheless as they enter. And finally, you see this woman enter, walking down slowly but purposefully with her cane as she makes her way down in to the banquet floor. What do you guys do?
Also, great song.
Yeah.
I love Anastasia.
Well, I was invited here to perform, so it's probably best that I go to Francis and greet him and ask where the heck he wants me.
Okay. So you walk over there. We'll get to what that looks like in a second. Lillian and Konami, what do you do?
I would like to just go greet Francis because he was the one that invited us here.
Okay.
Just to let him know that we are here.
Yeah,
Lillian, same?
thinking the same. Yeah.
Okay.
And just like thank him for inviting us.
So you three walk up, and as you do, can you guys make some perception checks for me?
We're all gonna die.
Okay. Konami, as you walk up, maybe a little bit ahead of the other two, before this group has kind of noticed you approaching, you hear Francis say, "Well, I don't really think we need to talk about that right now. I think maybe there's a time and place, and tonight is not the time or place. And then you see this woman here say, well, I always think there's a time and place for these kinds of conversations. I have to say, I'm just not feeling quite right about this situation, and I just don't know how much longer you expect me to go on and pretend like nothing's happening. And then as you guys approach, Francis sees you and he cuts her off and he goes, oh, hello, hi. Kyrie and Lillian, you see him greet you. Konami, you know that they were just talking about something a little sus.
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 Okay, I just approach a little bit. I'm like, Francis, hello. Thank you so much for the invitation. The dresses and accessories are so lovely. And in your manner, oh my goodness. I've never seen something so extravagant.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so happy to have a lovely guest such as yourself in attendance of this beautiful and very important banquet. You look lovely. Pearl did a great job getting you guys set up. I am just tickled pink. Thank you so much for joining us.
Tickled tink.
Tickled tink. Kyrie and Lillian, what do you do?
I would like to also say hello. So I walk up a little bit and I go, hello.
Hi, yes, you're here. Excellent. I'm sure my guests will love your music. I actually have a beautiful spot for you, over by the piano. The acoustics there are just perfect. You're welcome to just set up there and please let me know if you need anything.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I just kind of like wander over the piano. It looks fancy and expansive.
And Lillian?
I will just walk up and thank him as well. Thank you for the invitation and the hospitality. Your home is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You flatter me so. I just keep yourself, entertained. Things will start to move along quite quickly. There will be drinks, there will be hors d'oeuvres. It will be an entire shindig, and I am certain you will enjoy yourselves. You can see he's feeling a little bit flustered. You think maybe because he was in the middle of a somewhat serious conversation. You don't know what he was talking about, but you can just tell that he's a little on edge. But you don't know why, unless you want to make an insight check, which you could do.
I would love to.
Okay, so you can tell that he is uneasy, and a bit more uneasy than, sure, hosting a banquet has a level of anxiety to it, especially when you have high-profile, esteemed guests, such as, looking around the room, you can just tell that these are some expensive people. But you can just tell there's something about his mannerisms, especially compared to earlier, that he seems a bit more on edge than, this kind of event would, you'd expect from this kind of event.
Okay.
You see, as you stand here, this group that's kind of beside you, they look at you. They kind of give you an up and down. And this woman here says, "Oh, good heavens, you're wearing pants. Well, isn't that a choice? What do you think, dear?" And you see this man look at her, just looking like so hoity. And he's like, "Well, you know, Mitty, women don't dress the way that they used to. First it was the men getting into acting and not going to war, and now it's, I guess, pants. Whatever, doesn't concern us, does it?" And then Mitty just kind of like titters to herself.
I like my pants.
They just kind of turn their nose up at you. And the woman right beside you, this one here, looks at you and she says, "Oh, ignore them. They, are ancient," and has a bit of a chuckle. And this woman here beside her goes, "Oh, yeah, ignore them. They really really think they're more important than they are. Wouldn't you agree, Evangeline? And they both kind of elbow each other and laugh to each other a little bit at the sake of Mitty here and Neville for being pretentious.
I like them.
Would be their name.
What would be their name?
Neville.
Neville. Okay. So, Konami, what are you doing?
So in my head, I'm like, damn, Francis sus right now. But I'm not gonna do anything about it yet.
Okay.
So I am gonna just kind of, I'm not gonna talk to anyone yet, but I am gonna kind of look around and scout. I want to see everyone's vibes, all the new couples that have come.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see like who's the most expensive, who looks the most easy to manipulate.
Easy to manipulate. Okay.
It's a pretty lady.
We love to see it.
No,
Oh no. Make a perception check.
I swear to God. Oh,
It's not terrible. You're looking around, and actually what you notice before you can really get too invested in some of the other guests, you catch eyes with this gentleman here. And you instantly regret it. As he just walks himself right up to you. And he goes, "Oh, well, hello, fair maiden. Oh, don't you know that I am Duke Brooke? I am certain that you didn't look at me by accident, for I am the most eligible bachelor in this whole region."
the music is so good with right now.
What do you say?
Duke who?
Duke Brooke.
Oh, I thought Dick Book.
Duke Brooke.
He's in
sure?
the book of dicks.
I'm sure.
Dick.
I'm a little taken aback by his boldness.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm rolling my eyes. But I look at him with a really sweet smile and I bat my lashes. Oh, why, hello. I'm new to this town, so I'm sorry that I wasn't aware, but it's lovely to meet you.
Oh, of course it is. You know, most women are just, they're in such an awe of my presence. You know, Daddy says that I can have any woman that I want should I choose to have her hand in marriage. And you see he's beside this, like, armed gentleman. And Duke says, my apologies. I've been so rude. This here is Elliot. Oh, Elliot, please do make an acquaintance here. Don't make me look bad, Elliot. And Elliot looks at you and he goes, "Well, I'm Elliot LaRoche. I am the military commander of Copper Drift, and it is my job to make sure that Duke finds the perfect woman to be his bride."
Wait, he's in charge of the military, but he's stuck trying to fucking matchmake for this Dick Book? Ugh.
Oh, you know, Daddy's very particular, and he just can't let me out in the house without, proper protection. I am very sought after, as you can imagine, and Elliot here, he keeps me safe.
I try really hard not to... I stifle a laugh.
Okay. I want you to do a sleight of hand check for that, though.
Which one?
Sleight of hand. Sleight of face, but...
Please. Thank God.
you have a little chuckle. And Duke extends his hand out to you and he says, "Please, I would love to do you the pleasure of dancing with me this evening. Isn't that right, Elliot?" And Elliot looks at you and he, crosses his arms and kind of looks at Duke's hand and looks at your hands and kind of gives you, an eye of, well...
I brush my hair back behind my ear, and I say, "It would be an honor."
Yes, of course. It's always an honor to dance with Duke Brooke of Copper Drift. As he grabs your hand and he just like just not gracefully at all starts dancing. And Elliot is just standing there, arms crossed, watching. Yeah, Kyrie, make a perception check for me. How much of this are you seeing right now? You're seeing, but I don't know how much of it you're hearing.
I'm seeing fuck all.
You can see that, like, Konami is having this conversation. You can tell that there's, like, this dude talking to her, but you actually cannot hear, right, kind of over the music, and as you're getting set up, you cannot hear what he's saying, or that she looks uncomfortable.
Oh no.
He's sitting in his corner like, yeah, get it, girl. Yeah.
Okay. Kyrie, as you're getting set up here, what does it look like?
So I've pulled out my lyre, and I'm just kind of pulling the piano bench over from where it was, and making sure that it's comfortable enough that I can sit on it and play for a decent amount of time. Sort of do just some like really quick like vocal trills in case I decide not to just play instrumentals.
Ooh.
Just to, you know, warm up a little bit. And I take a scope of the room, trying to look at like, okay, maybe what kind of songs would they like to listen to? Is something more upbeat or something slower?
What do you
And
decide?
I just like a little bit of both. We'll start with something slower, and if I notice that there's you know, people who are picking up the pace, who look like they're enjoying themselves, maybe something a little bit more jaunty afterwards. But I look over to the girls that I've been traveling around with for a little bit, and I just kind of like give them a really awkward wink.
We love to see it. We love awkward winks. As you put on a bit of a slow tune.
Bloom.
Woo! So, Lillian, I want you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, so you actually, from where you're standing, just happen to hear that Duke is making a bit of a commotion, because he is yelling. You don't really know what he's saying, but you see that he is dancing with Konami. Do you intervene at all, or do you go to introduce yourself to some of the other guests?
Do I catch eye contact with Konami at all?
Konami, are you trying to make eye contact, or are you just like head down, like make this end, please?
I'm head down.
Okay. So, Lillian, you don't actually make eye contact with her, at least not from where you're standing.
Okay. Well, I feel like I can still kind of read the body language a little bit, and I'm gonna go check on her.
Okay. As you approach, do you say anything?
I'll introduce myself.
Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Lillian, was it? I am Duke. Oh, the women in this town, I tell you what, they are obsessed with me. Oh, yes, ladies, I will dance with both of you. Don't worry.
Well, actually, I was just checking on my my new friend over here.
Oh,
It's nice to meet you, though.
checking in. Do you think there's some kind of problem? Do you think that someone would not want to dance with Duke?
Oh, no, never.
Elliot, you see he kind of moves behind you, and like you just feel him standing behind you, just like looking down. Actually, how tall are you?
5'3".
Yeah, looking down.
Okay.
And just like towering above you, and you just feel his presence as he goes, you don't have a problem with Duke, do you? Because then we will have a problem.
Of course not. I just wanted to say hi to my friend.
Oh.
I want to put my hand on her shoulder and be like, "Oh, she did." She's very shy, and that's probably why she doesn't want to dance. Don't worry, I'll keep dancing with you. And I give a little wink to Lillian.
Excellent.
All right. I'm just gonna walk over here.
You really are a fair being.
Good luck.
Don't feel bad about being too in love with me. It's only natural. As you dance, he talks your ear off about how just rich and powerful he and his family are, and just how much women love him, and how much of a stud he is.
While we're dancing, I just in my head I'm imagining all the ways that I could strangle him while I'm smiling, of course.
Smiling. Lillian, what are you doing upon seeing this exchange? No necking, Peko.
Well, I've backed away. I'm feeling a little intimidated by this guard dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go over here and introduce myself to these people.
As you walk up, you see this gentleman here is lavish. Like, he's wearing what looks to be like a full fur cape. You actually think, are those the heads of weasels? Like, what the fuck? He's got this giant feather in his hat. He is looking extra. And the woman beside him is also looking quite beautiful. You can tell that both of them are very wealthy.
Mm.
As you walk up, the gentleman says, "Oh, hello, and you are?"
Lillian.
Lillian, and, you are from what city?
Various. I travel a lot.
Oh, a traveler. Interesting, And he looks at your outfit. The pants are an interesting choice, but, it's accessorized well. Sorry, my name is Bartholomew. Bartholomew Purcell, and I am... I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm better than everyone here. And he kind of chuckles to himself. As the woman beside him goes, sorry about him. My name is Connie. I'm his wife. Sometimes he gets a bit carried away, but lovely to meet your acquaintance. I am the daughter of the mayor in Terra. If you're ever in town, please do stop by. Once again, I apologize for my husband's boldness, as she kind of gives him the stink eye.
Well, it's lovely to meet you.
Oh, yes, please. If you need anything, just let us know. We come to this town quite often.
Thank you. Oh, the music just got really loud for me.
What the heck?
Same.
Really? I have mine turned down to 1.
It's
like
just
cutting
like
in and out.
non-existent. Yeah.
Weird. The Discord bots have been very strange lately.
Yeah.
Do I have music in here? I can put music on the scene, but a lot of the playlists that I find are like 2 hours long. So they're like not... Here, I might have horror piano music. Let me see if I can add that to this. Creepy. Because the music in the actual app, if it works, is like way less intense. Let's see. I don't know what's going on with Discord bots lately. They're very finicky. Let's see. What is this? Fantasy medieval music. Sure. Import? I did select a file to proceed. What do you mean the size is above acceptable limits? Eat my ass.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh my god. I did select a file. You must select a file to proceed. It's literally selected. It's selected right here. I clicked it. I clicked open. Size is above acceptable limits. Okay. Cool. 1 hour epic Western music? That's not what we need. Dark ambient background music. Let's give that a shot. I don't know if any of this music will fit. Okay, let's see. I'm playing music in the app. You hear it?
He's
I hear
scary.
something, yeah. It's really spooky.
Okay, well, it's a spooky banquet now. Although the music gets very spooky. Kyrie is going off the rails right now. I can't even hear it. Oh, there it is. Here. I'm going to... So you guys are saying the music bot's not working at all for you? Or it's just
It
cutting
sounds
out?
almost okay now.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
like
playing
okay.
anything.
It was cutting in and out.
What?
I stopped the music bot.
It's definitely playing.
I
Yeah.
hear stuff,
What
yeah.
the heck?
How
Okay.
come 3 of us can hear it?
That's so weird.
Here, I'm going to put this. So I'm going to put this back on because it seemed to work well. Decently well. Okay. So, as the music continues, less spooky. A little spooky, just enough. You're having this conversation, Lillian. Is there anything in particular you're trying to ask these folks, or are you just making your way around and introducing yourself?
I'm curious of how they know the host.
Okay.
Perhaps what their relationship with him is.
Well, you know, I don't mean to brag. And his wife goes, You do mean to brag. Anyway, I'm a rich benefactor in the nearby town of Teram, and Francis, let's just say he wants me in his good books because he needs people to help fund his election, and well, who better than the greatest man in the region, you know? I have quite a lot of sway.
I see.
We're gonna cut
I'm
over
cringing.
to Kyrie. Kyrie, what are you doing now?
I am playing song and looking around the room, seeing who's having a good time, who looks like they are interested in what's going on. Otherwise, like sort of people watching the people who are people watching as
Okay.
I perform, and
do
just sort of
perception?
keeping an eye out. Yeah.
Okay, so Kyrie, from this vantage point, you can see the room pretty clearly. You can see that Francis is, like, seemingly coming out of a bit of an intense conversation, and you actually see he's making his way to, actually he's going this way, making his way up here above, and you see Clarence follow him. You see these two kind of stand beside each other against the wall, and they're kind of chuckling to themselves. I pulled the wrong lady over. I don't know how that happened. There we go. And you see Duke here dancing with Konami, and you see, oops, I moved you. You see a woman standing here who's just kind of, she's looking around, she's tapping her foot to the music, but you can see that her face doesn't really say I'm hyped about these festivities. And then you see a couple here in the corner talking amongst themselves, hushed, not really engaging with the others. And as you look around, Francis walks all the way over here and he stands above the ballroom. As he goes, "Oh, welcome, esteemed guests. It is so lovely to have you here. Thank you for traveling from all of your towns. I know many of you have important matters to attend to, so as always, I appreciate your presence. Of course, this banquet we are hosting to make you feel as comfortable as possible here in Rivenstein, We want you to enjoy yourselves. There will be hors d'oeuvres coming shortly. Where are those hors d'oeuvres? Pearl! Pearl! And you see Pearl come rushing out with a tray. As she makes her way down. Ah, yes, please. Make sure you get acquainted with our guests and keep them satisfied. Thank you. Everyone, I just want you to have a great time tonight, and I just want you to remember why we're all here. I have an election coming up, as many of you know, and of course it is in my interest and your interest to have our towns be as unified as possible. That is why I have invited you here. Please get to know each other. I am so thankful you've all shown up. And then he bows and goes down this way to start talking to people over here. You hear the general crowd just kind of like buzzing and chatting with each other. Now that the guests have been officially greeted, they seem to be getting a bit more comfortable and easing into dancing a bit more. People start to make their way to the dance floor. Pearl walks up to you, Lillian, and she goes, hello, Bartholomew, hello, Connie, and hello, Lillian, you look lovely, by the way, great choice. I have some hors d'oeuvres here, if you are interested. Do any of these look appealing to you? And she holds out a tray of just some delicious looking snacks. Some of them have like gold flakes and stuff on top. It's over the top.
I don't. This whole place kind of makes me feel suspicious, so I'm suspicious to eat anything as well.
Okay.
So I
you
will
say no?
politely decline. I'm not feeling very hungry right now, but thank you.
Oh, of course. I understand. I totally get it. You two? And Bartholomew goes, it is about time. Someone has greeted me with an appropriate snack. And he reaches down and he grabs, like, way too many. Like, totally not his share. And Connie goes, Barthol, put those back. And he said, I've already touched them, my dear. That would be rude. As he starts to eat them. And Connie just kind of looks a bit embarrassed. She looks at you with, like, pleading eyes, Lillian, and just shakes her head. And Pearl makes her way over here. To you, Konami. Passing in front of Elliot. And approaching. She hands out the tray to you, and she says, could I interest you in any snacks?
Thankful that I get any second of a break from from the Duke. I say, oh my goodness, thank you. Those look delicious. I would love to have one. And I took one.
I made them myself.
Oh.
You have one. And the Duke says, oh, yes, another woman feigning after me.
No.
What else is new? Yes, Pearl, I will have your snack. You made these just for me. Oh, I couldn't possibly eat them all. I will take one, but you are welcome to share them with the other guests. Thank you, Pearl, thank you, as he, like, dismisses her. And she just kind of, like, sighs and walks over this way. What do you do, Konami?
I take a bite. Wait, they're like small, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll eat it in like 2 bites.
Very classy. It's delicious.
But like, I chew very slow because I want to take my sweet time eating this.
So you don't have to
before I
dance?
get back to the 2.
So Pearl comes over here. She offers hors d'oeuvres to these two. This lady right here, who you guys know to be Leola, she was actually kind of watching this conversation, and she's rolling her eyes. She has seen Duke in the past, you can tell. She walks over here as you see Evangeline kind of reach her hand out as like a, no, don't. oh, and then follows reluctantly behind her, and Pearl makes her way over here. As these two ladies approach, looking at the Duke and saying, "Oh, Duke, oh, so nice of you to join us. With all those women that are just constantly looking for your approval. I'm surprised you're here. There are so many men here." And Duke says, "Oh, but there are also lovely ladies. Look at this beautiful woman who has begged me to dance with her." And they both look at you, Konami, like knowingly, like this is not their first rodeo. And Leola goes, "Oh, well, of course, yes, she is very beautiful, but, you can't have her all to yourself. Maybe I wish to dance with her." And the Duke says, "Well, that's just not God's way. God said, and also my daddy said, that women deserve to dance with me." And Leola, she reaches her hand out to you, Konami, and she says, "Well, why don't we let the lady decide?"
A little bit too quickly, I take her hand. I say, "I would love to have a dance with you."
"Oh, excellent!" As she winks at Duke and kind of like brings you gently over here. Evangeline is like, she's got her hand in her head in her hand, and she's just kind of shaking her head like, "Oh, not this again." And Elliot is looking, he walks over to the Duke and he kind of gives him like a pat on the back, and he's looking at you just very unimpressed. And Duke, you can hear, looks at Evangeline and goes, "Oh, so then you would love to dance with me, Evangeline, I knew it." And he grabs her hand and like pulls her in and goes, "Let's dance." And Evangeline is just like not having it. She's dancing, but she's like, "Ugh, this is so great." And as this kind of shindig is happening, Kyrie, I want you to make a perception check. Oh, that was almost a 1. Kyrie, you hear the doors open.
Oh. I
And
look over to the door.
you see 2 people walk in. Oh, his token didn't work. Let me fix that. I think this guy's the art. I find art from all over the places. I think this is from Grand Blue Fantasy, but I'm not sure.
Because I don't even care who the second one is. This guy's pretty.
Yeah.
There you go.
Long white hair. It's my type.
There we go. Okay. So you see these 2 walk in. And you also see Francis see them walk in. And instantly his body is stiff. Also, thank you, Meow Yin. So his body is stiff. Like you can see he is like, as these 2 walk in. And they walk together very elegantly and stand here at the top of the stairs. At this point, Lillian and Konami, I want you guys also to make perception checks.
Okay. Sorry, just one of the guys is from Grand Blue Fantasy.
That's what I said. I think the art is from Grand Blue Fantasy. I was looking for elegant himbos, and that's what came up. So, okay. So, wow, you guys perceive. You guys, you kind of turn around. Lillian, you see Francis first, and you turn around to be like, "What the heck? What's going on over there?" And Konami, now not quite as head down as you were, you have your like wits about you a little bit more as you look around, and you also see these 2 gentlemen come in, and they get to the top of the stairs, and the man with the white hair looks around the room, and he kind of "Well, Francis, aren't you going to greet me?" And Francis looks at him and says, I don't remember inviting you, actually." "Oh, Well, isn't that such a shame? I seem to have received an invitation nonetheless, and oh, would you look at that? I'm here. Oh, what a shame to hear that I wasn't formally invited by the man himself. Oh, whatever shall I do? As he just like walks down the stairs, just unfazed with his guard walking behind him. He walks in and he nods to some of the people around. The guards, they're not attacking, but you see that they're at the ready. And Francis looks over and he goes, August, I actually don't need to deal with your nonsense right now, for I am hosting a very important banquet, and I just simply don't have time for any of this extra stuff. And August smiles, and he kind of waves at Pearl, and he goes, oh, and I will take an hors d'oeuvre, please. And Pearl comes rushing over, and Francis says, no, don't, Pearl! Ugh. And she holds the tray out, and he looks down, and he picks one up, and just, delicious. Francis, you've really outdone yourself with this event. Thank you, Pearl. And Pearl backs away here. I just want to know, is there a reason why I wasn't invited? I know how important, the relationship between all of our towns are, and Slatefall is your next door neighbor. It seems just a bit odd that I would be excluded. And Francis at this point is like, I do not want to have this conversation across the room, because everyone's looking and like whispering to each other. And as he walks up, you see this man here get like more kind of, he sits or stands up straight, and he puts his shoulders back and he looks down at Francis. And Kyrie, you would be able to probably hear from where you are, although August isn't trying to be quiet. Only you can hear what Francis is saying. You hear Francis say, please, not right now. We can deal with this later. This is very important. And August, obviously not reaching his volume level, says, oh, but what a shame you don't want to talk about this right now. I thought that, with all these important guests, everyone here would love to know about all of the unfortunate but brutal attacks happening in your city streets so close to your election. And you see these two in the corner here, like, they stiffen up. You can tell these two know what the fuck is going on. But this woman here, she's like a little like, okay, something sus, and this woman's here is like something sus. But everyone else is looking at August in shock. As Francis turns around to everyone, he goes, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm so sorry. Everyone, please go back to dancing. This is just another one of his antics. You know how he loves to disrupt the politics. Shut up, August. What do you guys do upon hearing this exclamation from August?
I continue playing a beautiful rendition of CPR while leaning in a little bit closer so I can hear their conversation.
I saved Dick by giving it CPR.
Again.
What about Konami and Lillian?
As I'm dancing with, was it Viola? What's her name?
Leola.
Leola. Okay. I kind of whisper. I'm like, who are they?
Oh, well, August is the mayor from the town next to us, Slatefall. And that gentleman there is his bodyguard, who's also the leader of the military there. His name is Levi. They are quite the force to be reckoned with. They're very wealthy. Their military is quite good, and they have a vested interest in seeing this town fall, it would seem.
Interesting.
What about Lillian?
I think I'm gonna turn back around and ask my new friends here, what's with that guy?
You see Bartholomew just like, he looks soured as he says, "Oh, that prick. You become a mayor and you think you're just better than everyone. I'm certain I still have more money than him. Anyone could be a mayor if they wanted to. I just choose not to be." And Connie goes, Bartholomew, this might be a bit of a serious situation. So maybe let's think less about the politics and more about the fact that people are being attacked, maybe? And Bartholomew goes, "Oh, citizens don't matter anyway. That's why I'm not a mayor." And his wife just looks really embarrassed. And then, boop. Do any of you guys say anything to anyone else?
No, I just want to keep dancing while I'm kind of keeping I'm trying to listen as much as I can.
Francis and August are now in a full-out yelling match with Levi here holding Francis back as Clarence comes kind of rushing over. August says, "I just think it would be very important for, those rich benefactors and mayors and duch and duchesses and wives and husbands of all these important people to know that you've been covering up some very, very disgusting attacks, and I know you're trying to keep this under wraps, but it just doesn't really seem fair that your public is out there just so vulnerable. I've even heard of some of these attacks myself. I bet some of the people in here have even been attacked. Oh, and how much are you paying them to keep their mouths closed?" And Clarence looks a little bit nervous as he says, "No one in this room has ever been attacked. How dare you even suggest that? We take our measures to protect this town very seriously." How do you guys respond, either silently or not silently, about your experience?
I'm already singing a slightly different song from CPR, and it the lyrics go, "Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying." Just in a very nice slow ballad manner.
If anyone was listening closely, they'd be like, "Wait a minute." Konami and Lillian, how do you respond? Like, do you have any kind of body language reaction to what you are hearing, or are you ignoring it?
I just raise my eyebrows a little bit, and I'm like, I don't want to be involved yet.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, same.
Perfect. So Francis, literally, he also doesn't know about the attack that happened earlier. Francis says, "I'm telling you, nobody here has ever been attacked, and I don't think that you should go around making baseless claims, especially amongst such high-profile people." And as this conversation's happening, you see this woman approach, and these two approach as they kind of circle around. This woman speaks first, and she says, "I think if there is even a chance that anyone is attacked, we should be taking appropriate measures not only in this town but in other towns, and I think that is more important than any election. Wouldn't you agree, Francis?" And Francis says, "Hello, Sula. Yes, Sula. Thank you so much for coming. I know Velowatch is a bit of a ways away. I appreciate you traveling here for this important event. I do agree that protection comes first over any kind of politics, and I assure you that this is what we are doing, except there's not even a threat. There's not even a threat. I don't even know what August is talking about. I have to say, I've never even heard of such allegations." And this woman here, and this man here, are standing there shaking their heads, and they say, first the woman speaks. Well, that's interesting, because I've actually heard, and I dismissed it at first, that, some of your citizens have been brutally murdered, and you don't know what's causing it. Not to mention the poverty just keeps getting worse and worse, and people are being stricken with disease at somewhat of an alarming rate, and you seem to be doing nothing about it, it would appear. Especially based on this conversation, you appear to be denying the whole thing. And this gentleman here says, yes, Elvira is right. I don't trust you for a second, Francis. I had my doubts at first, but now I am certain. And Francis is looking around. He kind of backs away a little bit. And he's like, August is just saying things to try and cause problems. You can ignore him. And August says, Am I? And as he says that, a couple things are going to happen here. It gets quiet. Even Kyrie's music becomes quiet. As the room kind of starts to shake a little bit. Just a little. And then a lot. As the people in the room kind of looked around at each other, a bit uneasy. I would like everyone to make a dexterity save. I will roll for the guests as well.
Where is that? I'm sorry. Oh,
Um,
never mind.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
We're doing initiative?
No. Just
No?
click dexterity and then click.
Where the freak?
It's on the left side.
Oh, there. Oh my god.
Having to roll for all the guests as well.
Oh, a save. Whoops, my bad. I did an ability check. There we go.
And then did I roll for Duke? I did. Duke. Boop, 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 boop.
I hope he fails.
I know. 1. Yes.
And then we've got, there's a lot of guests here. She does her save. She does her save. He does his save. Wish there was a way it would let me roll all of them at once. So, did I roll for Mitty? I did.
Yeah.
Neville. Fucking Neville.
Oh,
Roll.
rip.
Okay, so now let me observe to close all of their windows. So, let's look here what everyone got for their dex saves. Kyrie got 13, August got 16, Bartholomew got 15, Lillian got 7, Clarence got 15, Konami got 10, Connie got 2, 11. Okay, so anyone who got under 12,
Oh.
you feel the ground underneath you start to fall. Some people, so Sula steps to the side here. Levi doesn't. Francis doesn't. Evangeline doesn't. Konami, you did actually.
Yeah.
Clarence. Bartholomew, Kyrie, and August. Everyone else here in the room. The floor, as it begins to shake, the others jump out of the way. As the floor beneath you starts to fall out from underneath you. I want, let's see, those of you, so Konami and Kyrie, you see the floor start to open up. And you see that Lillian has not managed to make it to safety. Do you do anything to try and help her?
Is it that she just hasn't noticed that she should be making it to safety?
It's that she didn't notice in time and is like, all of the people here are trying to make their way towards the edge, but a lot of people haven't actually been able to make it up the way that you guys have.
Yeah. I don't think I would have anything that would help from this distance.
I normally wouldn't, due to my alignment, but I think she could be useful, so I do try. What can I even do, though? I try to. I use elongate neck, and I just try to grab onto her collar with my teeth to try to grab her.
Onto who are you for Lillian?
Lillian, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So, you reach out and you do that, successfully pulling Lillian to safety. Mm-hmm. As you guys see this, it's gonna take me a second. See the room change. Gotta move everyone back over to where they were.
Oh. Is there a way to move the map, like, around?
Yeah, right click.
Right click.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
I didn't know that either.
Okay, I'm gonna make the map. Make sure you can see it on screen. So, all of a sudden, the floor opens up. You guys jumping to safety, some of you jumping to safety, as the rest, who were not immediately at the edge, fall. So this lady here, she falls down, he falls down, he falls down, he falls down, he falls down. They all fall. There's layers to this place as they fall, as the floor kind of breaks open, and it breaks down in this kind of cascading way, revealing a long set of staircases. But all of these guys here take falling damage. Let's roll to see how much. So they fall about 20 feet. So okay. So that's not so bad. That's for Neville. He takes 2 damage as he falls on his fat ass. And then his wife, Mitty, takes 11 damage, just instantly being knocked unconscious. Pearl.
Oh no, Pearl.
Pearl falls and hurts herself quite badly, but she's still conscious. Levi falls. He does not actually look that injured from his fall, but he does look very, very shocked. He is wearing armor. Elvira falls here as Hardy falls even further, slamming into the ground. But because he is a fairly strong-looking man. He is still looking like he is in better shape than Elvira, as he is hanging on and trying to take care of her. Francis literally falls and is knocked unconscious. Elliot falls and it doesn't even seem like he has a scratch. Duke is knocked unconscious.
Yes.
Evangeline falls, but she is not knocked unconscious. And Connie falls and is laying there. You can see that she's blinking and she's not unconscious, but she cannot stand. And Leola is hanging on, but is not too badly injured. As you guys just watch the whole place just open up, erupt, you just barely jump to the side as it gets very, very dark. And the windows smash open. And as they smash open, you see hundreds and hundreds of rats come crawling through the windows. Hordes and hordes of rats as they scurry over towards this hole, moving in waves. And they're approaching you now. What do you guys do?
They're coming from, like, over here, right?
They're coming from
Everywhere?
all sides.
Okay. Is there anything at a higher elevation than me that I could possibly jump to or
No,
on?
there's nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah, you're at the highest elevation around right
Okay.
now. As they flood the room. Hundreds and hundreds.
I want to be ready to protect myself.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, like, attack or anything.
As the rats all climb in, approaching, getting closer and closer and closer to you guys. Lillian, what do you do as this swarm of rats grows closer?
Shit. Let me look at my abilities. Let's see. If I did cause fear, would that only affect one single rat, or would it affect the like herd coming up?
That would make them frightened, right?
Yeah, and run away.
For rats specifically, they can't be frightened. I'll just let you know that because you're new to D&D. So if you could use it, but nothing would happen.
Okay, never mind.
These bitches have seen everything. And you just hear like the little like of feet as they scurry across the floor, growing closer. The guards here stand up, the ones who have not fallen, and they say, "Oh my god! Oh no! Okay, everyone, stay together. We will fight off." And they stand forward here. There were more guards that didn't get copied over. There. And they start swinging at the swarms of rats, trying to hold them off. But they're only on one side. As Neville goes, "Well, I don't know about you, but if it's between rats and a hole in the ground, I will take a hole in the ground." And he starts running down this place, like, just starts fucking booking it, leaving his wife, by the way, who's unconscious, just running. As
Hope
you
he gets
see
eaten.
him, like, just fade into the darkness below. His wife, like, just laying there. Pearl runs over, and she goes, Mitty, are you okay, Mitty?" And Mitty is not responding. as she panics and she also starts to run down. She tosses the tray of hors d'oeuvres.
What a waste.
I know. Levi here, Elliot here, and Hardy here all say, perhaps we can help fight off the attack. Perhaps, we need to do something. We can't let people fall to these rats. These disgusting rats. Duke, he's passed out. Elliot picks Duke up and tosses him over his shoulder. And he says, but I don't know if I can fight. Huh?
I thought you were gonna say it tosses him down the hole, and I got
Wish.
really happy for a second.
No. He puts him over his shoulder and he's like, I don't know how well I can fight with a dead weight, but I can try. And he, like, tries to, like, kind of climb up here with Duke in hand to fight off the rats that are now crawling over the side here. Let's see, I think Francis passed out. Yeah, Francis is passed out. Hardy, grabs Elvira and says, should we run or should we fight? And she says, I don't know, there's a lot of rats. And he goes, I know. And they both kind of shudder. And they kind of look at each other for a second, panicking, looking around back and forth like, whole rats. And he was like, I think the rats will be coming here anyway, so let's stand our ground for now. And she's like, okay. So they both stand here and they draw their weapons, getting ready as more rats start clumbing down. You see a group of rats climb over Clarence as he's standing there, eyes wide, mouth hanging open, as these rats are just crawling across him, just petrified. This woman here, Sula, has her rapier that she had attached to her dress. She has it out and she's like swinging at the rats that are now coming around her. August is looking absolutely disgusted, wanting to shout at Francis, like, look at the state of your town, but sees that Francis is passed out, and he himself even begins to panic. As he looks down, he goes, Levi! Levi! For Christ's sake, Levi, help me! And Levi's like, I don't know what I can do, my lord. Oh my god, come here! And so August starts to go down the stairs, rushing down the stairs to be by Levi's side. And Levi says, at least I can protect you here, as the rats start to swarm. Sula's swinging, just overwhelmed, as they're just covered in rats. The guards also getting covered in rats as they crawl in. The three of you, you've been seeing people make the decision to fight or run. What do you guys do as the rats begin to encroach on you?
I figure that going down the hole does seem that the rats will end up there anyways. So I do decide to fight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just do, okay, wait, where's my slash attack? I should have an unarmed attack. And oh, there it is. Unarmed slash, oh my god.
Unarmed slash.
Yeah, with my nails.
Stabby stab.
Do I just click on it? Hold on. Roll attack damage.
Yeah, click on the picture.
Oh, the picture. There we go.
So you start to swipe out as the rats start to get closer to you. But there's so many of them that you're finding it difficult to, you're able to, with your hands, kind of keep them at bay, but you're not able to actually make purchase on any of them as they start to swarm.
God.
Kyrie?
Is this like actual battle? Like I use a
not
spell, or is
yet.
this like role play battle?
This is
Roleplay
roleplay
battle?
battle until I know for sure what's happening, what everyone's deciding,
Cool.
and then it'll become initiative or not.
I'm just chucking rats down the hole with mage hand, just like fucking mage hands, just going ham, like picking up a rat and chucking it down a hole, just away from me, honestly. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care if they land on Duke or anything, like fucking across the hole.
Yeah.
They're gone. I don't want them here. They will eat my clothing. I don't like them. So just, yeah, just
chucking
you
rats.
know, yeah, just rat projectile weapons.
Beautiful. And Lillian, what are you doing?
Let's see. I'm deciding what I want to do. So I have Arms of Hadar that I
Yeah.
feel like could be really useful for this. But I kind of want to, I guess, maximize it by kiting around a little bit to gather.
You're gonna gather the rats?
Yeah, gather the rats.
Okay.
Uh,
So you gather some rats here. Then if you're gathering rats and you're using your spells, then I will say that at least over here, you are now engaged in combat with these rats.
okay.
As you begin your battle, you hear below, Elvira say, "Oh my god, I have an idea! Everyone, I have an idea! If we could get inside, I know some magic. It's only a little, but I have learned, I have trained. I could create a wall of rock or ice, and perhaps create a ceiling so that the rats cannot get inside. But I will need time. It takes some time to cast, and I don't have to use this very often." And Hardy has his hand on her shoulder, and he says, "I think that's a great idea. I will do whatever I can to support you." And August is like, "Well, then get on with it. Get on with it." And you hear this as you begin your combat here. So what do you do? It looks like you have the first attack. Lillian, do you cast Arms of Hadar?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to. Let's see. It says you have no available first level spell slots with which to cast Arms of Hadar.
That's weird. Just unselect the box that says consume a spell slot for now.
Okay. Yes.
You have 3 spell slots. There you go. Okay, so 10 feet from you, okay. Each creature must make a strength saving throw, okay. That's 1. That is 2. That is 3. That is 4. Okay, so these three groups of rats fall prey to the Arms of Hadar. As Konami and Kyrie, you see these black tendrils kind of come out from the ground and erupt around her and lash out at the swarm of rats that are encroaching. And you see them do quite a lot of damage here to these guys. And then these guys take half. As they all, like some of the rats of the swarm go flying, but they continue to approach. Konami and Kyrie, what are you doing?
Are we rolling for initiative or is it still roleplay?
She chose to use a spell, so
Oh,
I
okay,
said
okay.
she did. In this corner here.
Okay.
But because of how big this place is, I'm letting you all independently choose whether you wish to fight or run.
So she's casting the ceiling spell at the bottom, right?
She wants to
Or
cast it like
like
uh,
here-ish.
like this,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that if you guys can get underneath it, that the rats can't get in.
Okay. So I want to continue like doing my slash attacks as
Yeah.
I'm backing away, at least so I'm inside there when it is cast. So I just
Okay.
want to go like, I don't know, like here or something.
Okay. And you're making your slash attack. Can you make another unarmed strike?
Yes. Wait, that should have been. Oh, okay.
So you actually some of the rats start to kind of crawl onto your body, and you just with your arm just like fling them off, and with your hand just slash down, knocking out like 20 rats as you do. Just so much strength you even surprise yourself as the rats go flying, giving you an opening to run down below. Kyrie?
Yeah, I kind of decide that I'm gonna try to get down there as well. So I like run over to the nearest staircase and try to get down. Continuing to use mage hand to fling rats every which direction. Generally over at the people who are unconscious, who I'm not overly fond of.
Elliot also makes his way down here. Bartholomew makes his way down. These person's unconscious outside. This person's unconscious outside. This guy's been swarmed by rats. Lillian, you're the last conscious person still out here as you fight off hordes of rats. What do you do?
So I don't think I killed any around me, but hopefully I injured them enough that they are at least slower.
Yes, they're
So
you killed some of them, and
Okay.
for the others are like reeling because it's a swarm. So whenever you do any damage, they're weak alone, but in hordes is where they get their strength. So you're knocking them back, and you are slowing them down.
Okay, great. So I'm just gonna also descend with everybody else.
Okay. So you guys make it here. You're the last one, as you can kind of hear her going, quick, it's almost ready. And you kind of jump down the stairs and like slide in, as you guys see just in time this thick wall of ice just creating this ceiling above you, as you see just the rats just outpour on top. You just see so many rats unable to break the ice wall that has been formed, and you see their underbellies, and there's just so many of them that crawl on top. It becomes dark underneath. Oops. As their bodies cover what little light there was left. She's standing there with her hands up, and she says, okay, I can hold this for a little while, but you guys should look to see if there's another way out of here. And Hardy says, I will stay with you. Elliot goes, oh, well, I guess Duke was on his shoulder, so Duke didn't actually die. He goes, I know. He is unconscious, though.
Is Francis dead?
Francis has been consumed by rats.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Where is Duke? There he is. So, Duke is over his shoulder, and Elliot says, well, I promised his daddy I'd bring him home alive, so I'm not going to stay here, as he takes Duke, and the two of them descend the stairs. He's gone. And so Levi and August are standing there looking at each other, and Levi says, well, you know, this isn't the strangest thing I've ever seen, but it definitely comes close. Come on, August. And he, like, slaps him on the back, almost a little too casual about what's going on. And August is looking terrified. Like, he came here to start shit, and he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And they start to descend the staircase rapidly. As you guys see them fade into the darkness. Who is this? This was Evangeline. Did Evangeline pass out? I can't remember. Evangeline. No, she didn't, but she's definitely having difficulty standing. She's kind of trying to limp her way down the stairs. And then who else is there? Connie. Connie cannot stand. Connie is laying there on the ground, just like eyes wide. Bartholomew is, much like many of the other men, ignoring his wife and just booking it down the stairs. Just sending it. You don't know how he moves that quick in a coat that long. He doesn't even look back. So that leaves, still at the top, right under the ice, you have Mitty, who is unconscious. We have Kyrie, Kanami, Lillian, Connie, who can't move, Evangeline, who can move but is limping, Hardy, who is helping Elvira keep the spell going, and where is Leola? What did she roll? She's actually okay. So she looks at you guys and she says, I don't know about you, but I'm getting the fuck out of here. And she lifts up her skirt and starts running. As she actually gets to this side, she goes, Oh, Evangeline, quick. And she reaches up and helps Evangeline down to the level that she's on and kind of holds her against her because she's limping so that they can make it down the stairs safely. So that leaves Lillian, Kyrie, Kanami, the unable to move Connie, and the unconscious Mitty. What do you guys do?
Well, I would feel very bad just leaving Connie. So I'm gonna help her up.
Okay.
And try to descend more with everyone else.
You help her up, and as she kind of looks very, very dazed. Do you have any... Can you do a medicine check for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not the most proficient with medicine, but anything is better than nothing as you kind of help her up a little bit. She looks around and she just can see this just like swarm of feet just tittering against this wall of ice, the ceiling of ice above her, just looking so pale. And she says, where is Bartholomew? Is he okay?
He looks pretty okay running down into the hole. I'm sorry.
She looks defeated but not surprised. As you help her up. And you two descend?
Yes.
Okay. Descend. Kanami and Kyrie, what are you doing?
I would just like to descend as well.
Okay. And Kyrie?
So as everyone is descending, they get to hear a lovely echoey version of rats, rats, we are the rats. We pray at night, we stalk at night, we are the rats. And she's just kind of like walking slowly, smiling. And as she passes the lovely humans or peoples keeping this barrier up, she kind of looks over to them and she stops for a moment. She gives them a smile and she offers her yes, she offers her juice. I didn't mean to use it. I meant to offer it to them.
Okay.
Because it's delicious juice. Just, to keep their spirits up, get them some sugar since they're protecting everyone.
Yeah.
And she continues slowly going down the path, still singing her little song about rats.
Rats, rats, rats. We are the rats. And so you guys begin to descend into the hole, and I will tell you what you see in a second after I get some water.
Okay.
Pee break or whatever.
Hey, Brack.
Rats, rats, rats. Is everyone back?
I think so.
I'm back.
I'm covering the. Yeah, this is what it looks like when you look up. Just rats. Okay. So everyone's back? We have Peko?
Hmm?
Apparently not. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
sorry,
two
I was
rats.
checking on
The bunny?
Peko, yeah.
Okay. So. You guys. Ooh. Rats, 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 rats. As you guys descend the stairs, the whole ceiling above you is just rats.
Ew.
And does anyone have like a torch or anything?
I do.
Do you light your torch?
Yeah, sure, I can light a torch. One torch. I don't know why it did that, but yes, I have one torch.
Whoa. Holy.
One torch as a treat.
One torch.
Burns everything. Yeah, so you light your torch, and as you do, the staircase kind of lights up. You see just how dark it is down there. Like this tunnel just seems to keep going forever, and you're wondering how far under the city are you right now. As you guys transcend the stairs, there's some people, or descend the stairs, not transcend. There's some of you who are ahead of the others. You guys are kind of at the back. Trying to remember what order people went down in. So, you guys went down together. So did they. I'm deleting the rats because I actually want to see everyone's faces. Okay, so you guys are descending, and you feel like you're going for forever. And all of a sudden you kind of feel just this very cold air. It kind of like the way that the wind blows through your clothes, it really bites at your skin. It's like icy air, but it doesn't feel like ice. It feels different. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and the first thing you see is Pearl and Neville dead.
Oh. No. Pearl.
Liked
Pearl.
As you look up and see this.
Oh no. Andy's favorite.
You're suddenly thrusted into the underbelly of the city. Let me put everyone here who's still alive. August is here. Bartholomew is here. Elliot is here with Duke on his shoulder. Connie is here. Leola is here. Evangeline is here. Neville is dead. Pearl is dead. So that's all of the NPCs, and then it's you three. As you walk down the stairs, you step over their dead bodies, and what you see in front of you is just so disgusting. Can you guys make perception checks for me?
Oh.
So, Kyrie and Konami, you're kind of shocked at just everything that's happened, and you're kind of looking around, but you're also looking at the dead bodies in front of you. Lillian, you look around, and the first thing that catches your attention is the smell. This place stinks. It's fucking rotting. It's disgusting, and you see these massive, massive spider webs everywhere. And you see, like, what seems to be some kind of, like, worms or something kind of crawling on the ground. And you see structures that appear to be built down here. Very old-looking structures, but structures nonetheless. And you wonder how old this place is. As August looks around and says, what on earth is this? Just terrified. Oh, he has Levi with him. That's right. And Levi looks at him and he goes, this is disgusting. This is... Ugh. Ugh. And even himself loses composure for a moment. Bartholomew is just standing here staring with his mouth hanging open, shocked, and just faints. He straight up faints from the shock of what's happening. He just cannot believe his eyes. Elliot has Duke over his shoulder, and he has his sword out, ready to fight. Connie, Leola, and Evangeline are all kind of huddled together, arms around each other, scared. What do you three do?
I want to look and see if we can see anything that, like, might look like it would lead us out, or at least, like, away from the dead bodies and possible incoming rats, as well as all of this already not so fun landscape.
Okay. Make another perception check. It's marginally better. You do notice the staircase right to your left here, and you see that if you walk through here, there appears to be kind of a tunnel, and it might have above some more structure that maybe there's another staircase that you could climb to get up to. You think that maybe if you made your way through these tunnels, you might be able to get out somewhere into the city. But you've also traveled down here for a long time, so you know that it would be quite a ways up also. Konami, what do you do?
I would like to see what... I want to try to figure out what killed Pearl.
Okay.
Like... Because it wasn't the rats? I don't know, I just want to see the bodies.
Okay, make an investigation check. Thankfully, I mean, you don't know, you know that it wasn't the rats, but you can see large gashes across her and Neville's bodies, just leaving them just mangled.
Does it remind me of the bodies we saw before the party?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
The gashes, while deeper, are cleaner. I want you guys all to make one more perception check for me. Okay. All of you feel just this intense darkness. Not in terms of what you're seeing, but kind of how it feels. As the air feels heavy, and you feel a little afraid. You look up, and you see this creature standing in front of you.
Ooh.
It looks at you, and it screeches, holding up a giant black scythe. What do you do?
Cry.
I take a few steps back and I ready myself for combat.
I'm thinking of all of the insults that I can use because, man, that thing is ugly.
Maybe it doesn't speak English.
That's fine. It doesn't need to understand to be mocked viciously.
That's true.
It's only screamed, right? Like, hasn't said anything.
It's just screaming. It's just
Okay.
standing there, mouth unhinged, screaming, eyes glowing, just like black shrouds, like flying off of this thing as it kind of just hovers
Ooh.
here above you. And Levi and Elliot, he's gone. Levi and Elliot are having their swords at the ready. They stand up here. And they say, "Who goes there? Who goes there?" Trying to seem tough, but you can tell that they're pretty fucking scared. None of them have ever fought anything like this before, and you can just tell by the fact that even these strong lads are shaking. As you see this creature look out and point one of its very long, spindly black fingers, and it points at Elliot. And Elliot looks at it. And Elliot fails his wisdom save.
Ooh.
As you see him turn to Levi and swing at him. And that is where we begin next session.
Ooh.
Ta-da!
It's so cool.
So next
I'm
session
ready.
we will fight things. Which will
Yeah.
be this Sunday. Are you guys good for the 27th?
Sure I am. I never have anything on Sundays, but y'all.
Should be.
Okay, and you guys, you can let me know if you want it to be slightly later in the day. Even an hour, especially with daylight.
Maybe.
Okay, so that is where we'll pick up for next session. So you guys will be fighting this fucking thing. And you will see what happens with Elliot fighting Levi. Okay, perfect. You just got in here just in time for the session to end. But, Cedrith, do not worry. For I finally have an editor who's editing highlight videos, so I'll be sending this to them and they will be able to edit it soon, and the VOD for this will be going up maybe even later this afternoon. I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping all the episodes kind of up as fast as I can. So you will actually be able to watch the VOD on YouTube either later today or depending on how long it takes to process, tomorrow morning. D&D on demand. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Perfect. Just before we leave, you guys, can you plug your channels so people know where to find you?
I'm Melon Minty. I don't have a schedule. I just stream randomly, and I'm a full-time illustrator. But you can find me here, there.
She's also a melon.
Yeah.
Delicious. Peko?
I am Peko or PekoeBun. I am currently not streaming. I am waiting for my model. Once I get it, I will stream rigging her, and then go back into just, variety games and fun times. I exist in chat here.
and the same name on Twitter, and that emote is just me all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Legion.
And Yan?
Hi.
Hi.
I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday in the evenings, and I play a lot of horror games on my channel.
Spooky.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Beautiful.
Follow me there. You can find me there.
Excellent.